welcome to Half the Battle.
It's been a long time, but we're finally taking a look at another type of Cobra Viper. And it's one that packs one hell of a punch. So meet the H.E.A.T Viper. This figure was released in 1989 with all original body parts. And that's a lot to take in at first glance. What color even is that? Light orange? Dark yellow? It's certainly one of the weirder looking G.I.Joe figures.
Though I can't say I hate it.
As far as the colors go, the purple and the grey even work with it. The most eye-catching thing though, that's the helmet. I mean, damn, attack this figure from his left side and I'll never see it coming. Considering he's a Cobra, I guess that makes him a one-eyed snake. Detailing is good, the suit looks, well, like a suit and everything is painted nicely. He's got a gun and holster sculpted on his leg, which is always nice to see. But to actually appreciate this figure, you need his accessories.
And oh boy, are there a bunch. Where do I even start?
Well, when talking about the figure, I haven't mentioned those pegs on his boots. Those are for no less than 6 missiles to be stored there. That doesn't seem like the world's greatest storage spot for something like that to me. Dude better tread carefully.
Literally.
The missiles are for his big-ass rocket launcher that is very freaking detailed. It's a really nice looking weapon. It has the word FANG on it, which is a bit confusing since that name has always been associated with the helicopters. The only bad thing I can say is that the missiles don't actually go into the launcher. I'm not a big fan of the real rocket launcher gimmick, but I think it could have worked here. Then there's the backpack, a techno-looking thing with a front-facing exhaust thing for some reason. Lastly, there's 2 hoses. The standard black rubber one that came with lots of figures, and a white one unique to this figure. For that one, you're supposed to attach one part to the launcher and the other part to the helmet. For the black one,
well, you've got options.
You can either connect the shoulder to the gun or to the backpack, or connect the pack to the gun. No matter what you do, there will be an empty hose peg, which seems to be a design flaw on the toy. You can, of course, get creative with the placement of the white hose, I can't stop you.
I don't have that kind of authority. Yet.
Put it all together and you have one hell of an impressive display. One that you absolutely need a figure stand for because that's a very heavy setup. It looks very busy but cool.
There is one problem with the figure though.
Something that's a problem with any G.I.Joe figure, but this one has it exponentially worse. A standard figure can have broken parts like the waist or thumb, and can have an accessory or 2 missing.
This guy.
Yeah, standard breakage applies, but there's also the pegs on the boots that can be broken, as well as any of the hose pegs.
And the accessories?
Yeah, I mentioned the 6 freaking missiles that are also tiny, right? What I'm saying is this thing is a nightmare to find mint and complete, at least for cheap. You're looking at least $30 for one on eBay. Overall, while I'm not wild about the color scheme, it does work for this figure, and it's impressive with all the gear on. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty cool. And that was the toy.
Which means it's time to talk about the character, starting with the file card.
Objection!
Yes, I know there were more toys made of the character, and I do have all of them.
And I was gonna review them all in this video, but time constraints, both in scripting and working on the episode, means I'm gonna turn this into a 2-parter and talk about the other figures next week.
So anyway, the character.
And let's start with the name. H.E.A.T is an acronym, but you won't find out what it means on the file card. The front of the packaging explains it stands for High Explosive Anti-Tank.
And you know, that surprises me.
When I first saw this toy, I assumed he was an anti-aircraft guy. Also, the card calls him Cobra's Bazooka Man. The first paragraph elaborates on the equipment. It's high-speed, highly kinetic, wire-guided armor-piercing tech with ways to suppress detection. I'm not sure a bright yellow suit helps with avoiding detection.
But what do I know?
The weapon is connected to the helmet using fiber optics where a computer helps with locking onto a target even when visibility is poor. The second paragraph says it takes a lot of balls to fire a rocket at a G.I.Joe tank and then sit there holding the tracker sight to guide the projectile, since if he misses, the Joes won't give him a second chance.
Which is, you know, fair. I do like it that the file cards make even the bad guys look badass.
My only complaint with the card is that it doesn't really tell you anything else about what heat vipers are supposed to be like. It's mostly tech stuff.
A little more personality would have been nice.
When it comes to the card art, there's a noticeable difference between how the helmet looks and how it connects to the bazooka on the art and the figure. Since the packaging is usually designed before the product is finalized, this is something you see every so often. There must have been a toy design change.
As far as other media go,
Well, the Heat Viper didn't appear in the cartoons, which is kinda strange since quite a lot of the 1989 toys did show up in the Deke miniseries Operation Dragonfire, but I don't remember seeing them in it. They were featured in the comic, but not very much. A Heat Viper first shows up in issue 96 in the Cobra Consulate building. Because that's where you want to station an anti-tank guy, I guess. His most notable appearance is on the cover of issue 130, where he's part of the forces invading the pit. And that was the Heat Viper. A pretty cool figure, but a nightmare to find complete and unbroken.
as I said, next week we'll be taking a look at all the other toys the Heat Viper got. Well, I'll see you next time, everybody, and hey, why not like, share, and subscribe if that's your thing?
Boom, 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 boom.